So I expressed I was worried about it. I'd be dead honest. I was worried about it. I was like, this guy's probably not going to make any money. But not once was it explained to me that if he doesn't make enough money to cover number A, that I was supposed to take that money out of my pocket.
Yep.
Why would I do that?
Yeah.
Why would I agree to such stupidity when I have blatantly
said... money out of your own pocket.
But why would... it would be one thing if it was like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and, of course, I'd probably go on a limb and say, yeah, you know what? I'll take that chance. It's Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, WWE Hall of Famer. He draws everywhere he goes. But it's Brodus freaking Clay, man. Okay? Other than a good interview, he doesn't draw. And I've interviewed him twice prior to this show. Once on VOC Nation and once in person. And it did not do anything. He didn't make any money. So why? Again, why would I agree to pay the balance of whatever wasn't raised from number A? I was not going to do it. There's no way. So not once was that told to me by either parties, Ricky or Danny. Okay, conversations, again, documented. Not once does it say in there that I have to pull it out of my pocket. Okay, if that's the way the business works, how the hell do you think I'm supposed to know that when I'm not in that business? I'm thinking I'm being doing a favor for them. You're putting a guy at my table. I'm giving you free advertisement and promotion every single week for every show. So what's the difference? So these guys sitting at my table, you're still getting free promotion. Whatever. Okay, I would have did it for free. If he didn't have anybody he trusted to put next to this guy to do the gimmick to hold the money, I would have did it for free. I don't care. Yep. That's what kind of person I am. I'm loyal, but I'm not stupid. So let's not play stupid. And here is the problem right from the beginning. They came from Chiller, okay?
Yep.
They came from Chiller. They came right to the show. This was October 24th in Union, which I left work early. I was running my Halloween store in Springfield, which is only about 10 minutes away, and I left work early so I can be there. Okay, Brodus wasn't there yet. So right off the bat, I'm like, all right, I'm waiting. But Ricky was bringing him, so cool. I know he's in safe hands. So he gets there, and he goes and he sits in the locker room. Now, we're at pre-show. Music's playing. Fans are coming in. No Brodus Clay. 15, 20 people walk up to the table, ask where Brodus is. I said, he's in the locker room. He just got here. He needs to wind down to get himself situated. He should be out soon. Brodus Clay never came out for pre-show. Now, I've been at enough shows and seen enough wrestling agents standing by their table to know that the wrestlers should be out there for pre-show signing autographs.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So I confronted Ricky, and he said that he's going to come out during intermission. I said, okay, that's fine. I said, 15, 20 people already asked, and I expressed to him, I'm a little worried because there's nobody here. Okay? Yeah. And this goes back to a conversation via text I had with Danny when he was trying to sell me this whole idea of making money, is that there was going to be 200 to 300 people at the Union show and almost 400 people at the Manville show for the J Cup. That's, wow, that sounds great. His exact words is like, if you sell 30 packages for 30, it's $800. So you already paid for it. He goes, that's on a terrible night. That's on a terrible night. Well, needless to say, there was less than 130 people at the Union show, and we only sold 3 packages and a total of 17 autographs for a total of $200. Okay? Now, that was all done at intermission. My complaint was, why the hell wouldn't you, 1, have this guy out for pre-show? 2, why the hell would you have Brodus Clay fight the match right before intermission? Because anybody who's anybody is going to take a free picture of him in the ring during his match Not have to pay a dime. So why are they going to go over and buy a picture now? He should have been there for pre-show. He should have been signing for intermission, and his match should have been after intermission. Because I can tell you right now, the entire front row on the side that was closest to my table, they were the ones that were asking me about him during pre-show, and they were the ones all taking pictures of him during his match, and not a single one of them came over to the table during intermission and got an autograph.
They already got it. They already got their pictures. Like, and also, what is an autograph going to do in that situation after that? You know, like the package with pictures, autograph, all that. Like, what is?
Especially that
of him in action.
Especially that he's still signing his autographs BC for Brodus Clay, but yet he's not wrestling under that name anymore.
Yep.
So, you know, the whole thing was confusing. They played his Brodus Clay music. They introduced him as Tyrus, but they kept telling everybody to go over to the table and get Brodus Clay's autograph. So the whole thing was a mess from the beginning. And I'm supposed to... So there was a couple conversation that went on between Ricky and myself during pre-show, then during intermission, and he saw me standing there, and I was probably a look of disgust on my face because we didn't do shit. Okay? Now, I feel personally let down when I'm trying to do something for somebody and I feel like I'm not getting the job done for them. Okay?
Yep.
But nobody wanted to take... even the little kids were coming over, and I was even trying to, like, push, like, wrestling cards. I was like, here, $5. I was like, for the card, and I'll get him to sign for $10, so $15. Nah, I don't want that. I said, well, it's $20. But meanwhile, Brodus himself said that we shouldn't have been charging $20. It should have been $10 for the photo, $10 for the autograph, $15 for the combo. Which, it wouldn't have mattered anyway, because we would have made less money. We would have made half. But whatever the case may be. So, I have a conversation with, Ricky asked me to follow him, so I follow him out. I walk through the curtain to go to the back, and I go outside, and I knew right away bad, because I got him leading me out. I got Danny sitting out. He just finished his match. He's sitting out there, and they are grilling me to death about what happened. Why don't we have money? Why don't we have $750? Why don't we have this? Why don't we have? Or how come I didn't bring money of my own? Are you kidding me? Like, seriously?
Like, it's almost as if they set you up for failure in that situation.
They obviously did. Obviously did.
Exactly.
They knew...
Any normal, sane human being could see that you were set up for failure in that situation, but they did not tell you what the quote-unquote repercussions would be if the situation did not work out the way that they wanted to and they didn't get their money.
Well, that's obvious, okay? And it was obvious to every single person that was in that locker room that had any inkling of what was going on. Because Danny was going around telling everybody in the locker room that I was covering Brodus' entire fee, which wasn't the truth. He went around and told everybody, don't worry about the small crowd. Damage 365 is picking up Brodus' fee. So that wasn't the agreement at all. That wasn't even half the agreement. Okay, they knew they were going to take a beating with Brodus. They knew they weren't selling tickets because the last show that was in Union prior to that, they didn't do too well, and that was with Jake the Snake Roberts. Okay, that building only sells maybe 160, 180 people tops. Okay, and that's not enough.
And that's with the WWE Hall of Famer.
Right. But that's not enough money to cover Brodus and all the expenses and the posters and the advertisement and the wrestlers and the insurance and all that stuff. So they knew they were taking a beating. So they tried to find a sucker who was going to pay at least half of Brodus' number, his number A, and call it a day. So basically they were trying to profit by my loss. And when I turned around and said, absolutely not, I got cursed at, demeaned, berated, belittled, talked to like a child from a guy that's not that much older than I am, and then from another guy who's younger than I am. Okay, one guy's 4 years older than me, and the other guy I think is 8 years younger than me. And you're going to talk to me like that? Seriously? And then you expect me to stand there?
That's also another thing. That's also not how you do business. That's not how you do business in this industry or in life in general. You don't do business like that. Mm-hmm. When you don't get your way, you don't act like a 5-year-old child who didn't get their candy after dinner.
Right. Then I was told.
Me on that all you want.
Yeah. Then I was told how I should be lucky because he doesn't charge us any money to put our table there. All of a sudden now it becomes a money thing. Then when I turned around, I said, Rick, I'm like, that's kind of fucked up because I give you guys wall-to-wall free promotion and advertising for every show. I interview your guys, whether they're WWE or JCW. It don't matter. You ask me to do it, I'll do it. I never said no to the guy. Then he turns around and tells us that he's the reason why we have a show. Which made me laugh. Because we were around in April. We didn't go to our first JCW show until November.
November, yeah.
And we already had 6 interviews prior to that. And getting to those numbers, remember I told you the 190 plus interviews that we've done?
Of course.
16 of them have come from JCW or resulted from a JCW show. 16.
And 2 of them were Ricky, weren't they?
I'm not counting. I wasn't counting Ricky.
Okay.
I don't count when I interview the president of the company. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So if you want to go, okay, 16. We're all baseball fans now. Okay, 16 divided by 191. Okay, your batting average would be .83. .83. That's less than 10%. So less than 10% of my guest list have come a result of your show, but yet you blatantly sat there with a full set of balls and told me that we wouldn't have a show if it wasn't for you. Then he also told me how he had to say no to another show because we were the ones there. But meanwhile, that show turned out to be his show. So, whatever the case may be, he told me to get the fuck out of his face. Danny had a couple stupid things to say as usual. So,
of course. That's pretty common.
Yeah. So I walked over to my table. I packed my shit up. I waited because the Down Boys were in the main event and they just went on to win the tag team titles. And I said goodbye to all parties involved that didn't give me a problem. And I walked out. And I said to a couple people that I'll never come here ever again and deal with these people because they're disrespectful, dishonest, and very unloyal. And that's not how I play. Okay, that's not how I do business. That's not how I have relationships with my friends or anybody else. If you're dishonest and you're not loyal, goodbye. I don't have time for you. I don't have time for you. So I moved on. Okay, we have other companies that we go to. Conveniently, one of them, Ricky now starts to show up to. Coincidence? I don't know.
I guess that's just that if he's going to start showing up to those shows, I guess that's another one that we cross off our list. But little does he know, kind of have a big list waiting for us in general.
Yep. I'm not really worried about it. If he wants to follow us around and, try to, intimidate us, I guess, I'm not intimidated. If you want to waste your time and you want to talk crap behind our back, go right ahead. The people who need to know now know. All parties involved know. All my friends and acquaintances and people I've met in this business